Welcome back to the Prison of Elders. This time there's 3 of us.
Wow, maximum amount of people.
Wow.
And everybody wore white.
Not everybody. Mostly just me.
Fight, kill, survive.
Ah, Varix.
So actually, in a sort of explanation for the white, I'm actually using a shader gotten from the Vault of Glass called Chatter White, which is it's fully white.
The darkness.
No other colors, just white.
They will try to kill you.
So the way they changed shaders from Destiny 1 to Destiny 2. Destiny 1, you get one item that changes all the color of your armor. So it's kind of more like, I don't know. As Python said, he's using a white one. So, you know, arms, legs, chest, head, all white.
Yep.
In Destiny 2, however, they split. So you can individually color every part of your armor.
In some ways,
Which is-
in some ways I like it better, and in others, not so much.
Yeah, I was about to say that. It's been met with both good and bad reception. Because while, you know, you have great customization of all your items, and you can look like the ugliest, least colors going together character in the world if you want. Or you can look like a rust bucket.
Or you can be the most gaudy thing in the universe.
I don't know who you're talking about in particular there. But, yeah. The annoying thing about it is the stacks build up very quickly, and at the moment, Bungie thought it was a fantastic idea to make it so you can only destroy one at a time and have a very small inventory space and a very small bank space for storing them.
Yeah, they're working on it. So
Yeah.
So to get back into the matter at hand, it's I name and I again, but our third is actually a goon from the thread. Random Ninja stepped in to help out, and he'll be returning guest in the video portions, and we'll see if we can get him in the commentary booth at some point.
He has stairs in his house, I've checked.
But yeah, he's actually using a weapon from the Rise of Iron. When we talk to him, I'll let him explain.
So here's a question: when you kill some people, white things split off them. What's that?
How do you mean?
Well, we see they look like little white things that launch off and search for other enemies to explode.
Ah, well, are you talking about me killing them, or like, because 2 of the weapons that this team currently has does that.
I don't know whose it is. All I know is I think it's you killing them.
Well, mine is Gallarhorn, which we've already explored a little bit. It has those little mini tracker rounds.
That's right, yeah.
And the weapon that Random Ninja's using also has something like that, but it's a pulse rifle.
Pulse rifles in Destiny? I threw up in my mouth a little bit.
So yeah,
For the uninitiated, pulse rifles are universally pretty bad in Destiny.
So yeah, mostly. Some are really good.
Oh, your ghost's a ghost.
Yes. In fact, it's the Ghost Shell Ghost. It's so good. It's one of the Halloween items.
Look, I want to hate it, but I can't bring myself to do it.
So yes, this is gonna go a whole lot smoother than the last foray into this prison. Just thanks to having 3 people in here.
Okay, that's a question to ask. For a second, what is it, Random Ninja?
Mm-hmm.
Had an R3 next to his name. Is that just inspect character?
Yeah, it's a tiny little menu that pops up, and you can inspect them, or if you're out in the free roam, you can invite them to a fire team or whatever, you know.
I've literally never seen that, so
That's because most of the
I've
time I'm
learned a
alone.
thing. I've learned something like 400 episodes in.
This is only number 36. Please. Oh, I'm using Imperium Bellicose
36.
again. I'm pretty sure that this is another airborne modifier. That's actually a really good point. This particular Prison of Elders mission has 2 modifiers per round.
Whoa, watch out.
Yeah, right? But this one, I think one of them was Guardian down. I think one of them this time was airborne. Which means my Imperium Bellicose is really good, because I can stay in the air and aim at things. And
Oh, poor I name.
yeah, he went to a pretty bad spot, mostly because of the experiences from the last one where I kind of showed him this spot. Sorry, I name.
Can I just talk about Destiny 2 again?
I mean,
for a
nothing
sec?
stopped you so far, so.
I just want to say, I'm surprised they didn't put this in the Infinite Forest, or whatever it's called.
Be ready. More enemies on. Destroy
You know,
mine
it's kind of
or die.
suits the Vex thing. They would have swarms of their enemies to fight off.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, you know. So yeah, we've got those side objectives again. I say side objectives, but you have to do it or else you die, so. Also, hobgoblins, please.
Hobgoblins are just really great. I love them. I love snipers that can kill you really fast, and if you try to kill them, they shield up and heal themselves.
Yeah.
It's great design.
Hobgoblins aren't the most fun things to fight, that's for sure.
They're also incredibly accurate.
Yeah, I mean, the same is true for most of the snipers in the game, unless you bait them out and juke them. Like, the way their tracking works is they will follow you and they will shoot where you will be. You know, once the round connects. So if you can judge travel distance and timing, you can actually juke out the bullets just fine.
Yeah, it's generally how game designers kind of do it. It's the best way they can do it, unless they make the bullets hit scan, which in that point is kind of making the snipers too strong.
Yeah, a little bit unfair.
Yeah, so developers basically make them try to guess where you're going to be.
Yeah, for the most part, they rarely miss unless you make them miss. Like if you understand how it works.
Yeah, exactly.
Destroy mine
Oh,
or die.
time for Python to destroy.
The Scorch Cannon is easily the best thing that Destiny introduced in House of Wolves. Easily.
And then it's just criminally underutilized.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's found a lot here, naturally, but like in Destiny 2, I think you use it for one mission, like right at the end of the mission, and then you use it for one specific public event, and that's it. That's the amount of times you find a Scorch Cannon.
So yeah, you saw how exactly how powerful the Scorch Cannon can be. I just took out one of those mines in one hit.
Success.
But hey, we're moving very fast towards Rise of Iron.
Taken King.
No, Taken King.
And then Rise of Iron. Also, I was looking for this enemy, but I wasn't sure where until Random Ninja decides to point him out. Hi.
We literally can't do anything.
It was interesting to find him there, to say the least.
Hey, the Vex control all time. It doesn't mean that sometimes they don't teleport themselves into rocks or other things. They're not infallible. It makes sense in the lore, trust me.
Retreat.
They're masters of telefragging themselves at this point.
I wouldn't be surprised. How do you reckon Minotaurs are made?
Just,
3 Vex telefragged into each other.
Ooh, catapult. That's fun. And arc burn. So, you may notice I've changed my weaponry. I have a new exotic to show off as well.
Fight and win.
Oh.
Not this one. This is just a standard rocket launcher. But yeah, my secondary weapon, my special weapon, is actually an exotic from the House of Wolves that I was for some
Super.
that was for some reason available for purchase for materials that I wasn't expecting to be able to buy, because usually so the way it works is you're able to buy exotics that you've already discovered, but I hadn't discovered this one yet, so I was very, very concerned. But anyway, this is essentially a wire rifle that the Vandals used. It's
Ooh.
officially it's a fusion rifle. It's another example of a linear fusion rifle if we were going by D2 rules. It's
So,
it's
the
not
part where I said it's a bit sad that you don't get to use other races' weapons, I should have just waited a video.
I guess so. I mean, okay, so the wire rifle isn't particularly great, but it charges really nicely, and it's very accurate. And I enjoy it.
Reinforcements.
And you just did a white damage hit for 10,000 damage, I think.
Oh, that's arc burn. So
Oh, okay. I was about to say it's very strong, but
yeah, I mentioned
hey.
I mentioned void burn last video, but I didn't really explain it. And what the burns are is they just amplify your elemental damage of corresponding element.
hey, someone's using Night Stalker.
Yes, that's random ninja. Also, here's the other type of mine, where you have to stand under them and dismantle them that way.
Also, where I've already forgotten the name of these guys. We're fighting them.
Cabal.
Cabal, that's the one. Mm-hmm. For some reason I was thinking Imperial.
They are an empire, so it fits.
Plus they're called Imperial Phalanx.
Indeed.
Man, that noise.
That
Someone help that poor bird.
But yeah, I like the aesthetic of the fallen weaponry that you can get, because you can get the wire rifle and you can also get a sidearm called Dreg's Promise, which I've actually linked in the thread. It was in a Grimoire update. Something about a marvel with 10,000 arms or some such.
Dismantle mine.
But they all look really interesting to me.
What I would like to see is more interesting weapons like Halo had, like the Needler and stuff like that. The Needler was I love that weapon.
It was unique.
Yeah. I mean, the Scorch Cannon's alright, I guess.
Well, I mean, so here's the thing, right? Yes, it would be nice to see some more Halo-esque weapons, but Halo is now property of Microsoft, and Bungie is no longer...
Well, it has been for a while.
Yeah, and Bungie is no longer working with Microsoft, so they can't really they can't really do that unless they risk copyright infringement or IP theft or whatever it's called.
Oh, there are ways.
There are ways, yes.
Oh, yes, there are ways. But no, I'm just meaning, like, you know, I'm not saying steal the Needler outright. I'm just saying, like, interesting weapon ideas like that.
Fair enough.
Because generally the weapons just kind of boil down to what exists currently on Earth. You know, auto rifle and revolvers and pistols and
You
semi-auto,
Yeah, fair enough.
that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I guess that's another reason why I really like the fallen weaponry that got added with House of Wolves.
retreat to airlock.
Well, it just makes sense to have an expansion that's entirely based around, a race, to have some weaponry based around it.
Right. I think iName picked up that emote specifically after the last video. I'm so sorry, iName.
Pazin's showing off his favorite thing that you can't do in Destiny 2.
Yeah. You can slap your knees. Oh, Juggler. That's a very that requires explanation. So Juggler is one of everyone's least favorite modifiers. So normally when you're shooting things, ammo drops happen, and it doesn't matter what you have equipped, it'll drop, primary, special, or heavy ammo. But with Juggler, it will never drop the ammo that you're currently using.
Ah, so you have to juggle between your weapons. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. If you prove,
Try again.
cut that out. So if you're using your primary, only your secondary and legendary ammo, or power ammo, or whatever the fuck it's called, will drop.
Yes.
Makes sense.
And there's been many a nightfall with Juggler involved that have... It's not fun, sometimes. Sometimes it's okay, sometimes it doesn't really matter, but sometimes it's just, oof.
Well, that's the thing I haven't seen come up in Destiny 2. So...
Well, then again, D2 has this problem where it basically feels like Juggler's active all the time.
Yeah, that's true. And with the removal of the weapon things, whatever they're called.
Syntheses.
Yeah, weapon syntheses. Sometimes you can end up with 0, 0, 0. Because you just got unlucky.
Well, thankfully, the weapon will regenerate full ammo after a certain amount of time if you're at, like, nothing.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Success.
That was a really hard side objective.
See, I thought juggler meant you'd have to juggle enemies or something like that with rockets.
No, thankfully not. This isn't Devil May Cry. What are you thinking?
Oh. I was expecting TF2, because that's a big thing about the soldiers, right?
Mm.
If you can learn to juggle people in the air,
Well, there's not enough heavy ammo spawns to ever worry about that in Destiny.
well, yeah. Devil May Cry, all about juggling.
And that Vandal was waiting for me to go hiding there. Very unfortunate.
Sometimes the AI just seems a little bit too smart.
Sometimes.
I name hanging out with his best friend.
His best friend's the bubble.
There was an enemy in there when I said that.
Yeah, I know.
Yourself. Important target, Guardian.
It only would have been funny if he would have died inside it to the enemy. Oh, nice, you made boobs.
God damn it. Yeah, I found myself in a bit of a hairy situation there.
Would you say a bit of a pickle?
Well, a little bit. A little bit of a pickle.
Success, Guardian.
Thankfully, that's what Word of Dawn is for. And then there's enemies in there.
Yeah, enemies don't really seem to give a shit.
Oh, no. No, no.
Oh god, it's up to iName.
He's fine. Look, he's got a Word of Dawn. He'll be alright. He's also got an LMG. Yeah.
Yeah, luckily the only enemy that seems to be running in is a captain right now.
Yeah.
Oof. He's lucky he got the res off. Did that guy just taunt you? I think that... That Vandal just taunted you, Python.
Yeah.
I think he teabagged your corpse.
Yeah, they tend to do that.
Bungie of the cancer. Bungie of the toxicity.
So yeah, when you die, you can actually. I know I've shown this off before, but you can. You can choose to follow your buddies who are still alive. It's never all that useful to do so, but it's fine.
It's so you can see where they are, and then you can scream at them for not rezzing you.
Right?
What are you doing over there? Res me, you bastard. I've totally never said that. Ever.
Oh, I sure have. Especially,
It's okay.
especially with someone who may or may not be in this commentary.
What?
What?
I'm always very diligent about my resurrecting, I'll have you know. Hey, you did it.
Well,
Yeah, I don't think we wiped once, maybe, during this entire thing.
Who would have thunk it? Having 3 out of 3 people for it made it a lot easier.
Yeah, you would thought. Yeah, you know.
go back to airlock. Yes.
Sometimes just having the proper amount of people is all you need. And sometimes not getting lost helps too.
I mean, all I need is just barracks cheering me on.
Fair enough.
There's a severe lack of barracks in Destiny 2.
So far. So far.
Face the final round.
Ooh,
It's all your fault, Python.
Trickle and small arms. Why is it my fault?
You introduced me to barracks.
Of a war wrecked, fallen.
So this is technically the boss round. This is round 5. And trickle means that our super energy will refill much slower. As will our grenade and melee. But
That doesn't seem to matter. That was one burst, and look at how much damage he's taken. Wow.
Yeah. We kind of maybe might have chumped this guy.
Okay. I mean, he is a chump, as I'm noticing right now.
And that was that. So, I did say that this was the boss round. Round 5. You know, last time round 5 was the last one. But this isn't the end.
They
of
are
this.
dead. You are not.
Indeed. But this isn't the last round. Minute and 37 to kill a pilot servitor. No problem.
Need you back in air.
What a cool looking servitor.
Yeah. Not. I would call Sepix Prime cooler though.
Oh, well, he's, you know, the size of this base you're in right now, this prison. So,
Ooh, and here's my favorite. My absolute favorite. What have I been calling them? Modifiers? Brawler.
yeah.
Brawler. As a Titan, Brawler is super good. Well, as a Titan or a Warlock, Brawler is super good.
I'm going to take a stab in the dark here and say it has something to do with punching.
Oh, yes. Melee damage greatly increased. It's a lot of fun.
Shame hunters have kind of weak punches.
Which is surprising considering they use a knife.
Yeah. I guess, you know, Titans just have giant fists.
Titans
Giant
are
fists that are made for punching.
Titans are swole, yo.
It's Skolas again.
Yes. Skolas.
Wait, didn't you kill him?
No. We captured him. But Skolas has challenged
Oh.
us. That's why we're here. So, this fight is more like a raid fight than many of the other Prison of Elders things we've done so far. So, you can do whatever you like to Skolas, but he's not going to take a whole lot of damage.
So you have to, like, do the standard thing. Oh, servitor bonds are weakened. There you go.
There are 2
Is this your
servitors.
time to do damage?
Yes, it is. There's 2 servitors on either side of the arena that you have to go and kill to weaken the super shield that Skolas has. At which point you can do tons of damage. Meanwhile, it's getting punched by vandals, so let's return the favor.
I feel like if you had the punch that made your health regen, this would just be almost too easy.
As a striker titan?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Shoulder charge is king with Brawler.
Also, do we kill Skolas this time?
Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see, won't we? So yeah, our
Skolas must die, yes!
so our vulnerability phase, our damage phase is ended. So we've got to kill this other one. And they're shielded, but the shield doesn't really do much, or their stealth doesn't really do much. Very.
So I'd like to mention I did take note of how much damage he was taking with the shield on.
Yes.
4. 4 per bullet. That's not very much.
Anyway, when both servitors are down and Skolas reaches about half health, he gets into phase 2, as seen here. He taints a Guardian's Light, and we have to pass around this debuff, or else the one with the debuff will die. And
Devouring Essence?
Yeah, and the mines come back, and these are the ones where you have to dismantle them by standing underneath them.
Ooh, sounds like fun.
It is, actually. It's not a bad fight. I really liked it. So now we got to deal with the mines. We got to deal with this debuff, and now the main feature here is that if you die, you can be resurrected. So if you do die with the debuff, there's never really any repercussions insofar as if you're able to be rezzed, just continue on, you know?
That's a bit odd.
In fact,
But I suppose it would be a little bit too hard, right?
in fact, Random Ninja just took an unfortunate death due to the debuff, I believe.
Nobody helped him out.
Well, I mean, sometimes it's hard chasing people down.
I
And
do like this very inspirational music happening right now, though.
yeah. Oh, and sometimes it is a little more difficult to keep track of the debuff when you're trying to kill a bunch of shit and run around, taking care of bombs and whatnot. So it's understandable.
So how do you pass it on?
It's like the Chalice of Light in Crota's End.
You just get near someone?
You get near someone and they get a button prompt and they'll take it from you.
Ah.
Oh,
I really wish I had a PS4 to play this game.
Oh,
Or PS3 or whatever.
I also should mention that tied to the debuff, there's an immunity phase where you cannot repick the debuff back up for 30 seconds after you've gotten it taken off.
So basically you're telling me with 2 people this would be impossible.
Not impossible, just really, really hard.
Right. Because I'm noticing that the Devouring Essence goes for 30 seconds and the immunity goes for 30 seconds, so...
Well, the way it would work is that the person who got the debuff would almost certainly die.
And then they're dead for 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And then you have to be very quick to resurrect them.
Yes. It takes a little longer than 30 seconds for him to respawn the debuff once it falls off due to somebody dying. So you do have a little bit of a grace period.
Actually, it looks like you were immune for 40 seconds there.
You're right. So yeah, it's a bit of a juggling act for sure.
Haha, get it? Because you got Juggler as your thing.
So unfortunately, well, I say unfortunately, but I wasn't able to see Skolas going down, but yep.
We could hear him, though.
Oh, you sure could. And you saw the Grimoire card. I got it. Skolas defeated. And yes, we do actually kill Skolas here.
Skolas is dead.
But we do have to also deal with the mines. It would be a shame to kill Skolas and then lose because the mine went off.
What does it matter? Skolas is dead. You're a guardian. You literally can't die as long as your ghost is alive.
So yeah, that's gonna do it for the House of Wolves. I was about to say House of Kings. That would have been completely wrong. But yeah.
No, anything to do with kings is next time.
Hmm.
Ooh.
So yeah, we once again descend into the depths of the Queen's treasure trove here.
Stand proud. Use
My name.
prison.
I'm sitting on nothing.
Reward awaits below, champion.
I love rewards, Varix. How did you know? Look at all this money that can't be used because Earth's economy is probably dead.
It's based off of programmable matter. That's what the Glimmer is. Ooh, new ship.
Ooh, and an emblem. Or two.
And a shader. Nice.
Oh, the Queen's Web is the shader?
I think so.
Right.
There was the Kelbreaker emblem, and I guess the Queen's Web would be the shader, yeah. So yeah.
Good job, everybody.
Next up, though, is not actually going to be the Taken King just yet. We have something special. Well, I have something special planned.
Gasp.
Secrets. Not for long, though. So, see you next time.
See ya.